Hello everyone. So in this video today we're going to look at the ways to perform selection in ArcMap. Most common way to perform selection, of course, is to use the selection tool, and here you can select individual feature one by one, or if you want to select many feature, you can draw a box around them. And one good thing about this is that, for example, if I draw a box around these right here, I have all the features here selected. I have all the points, all the lines, and all the polygons here selected. But what you can do is you can turn on and off which feature you want to be selectable. So for example, if I only want to work with the points, I can make the lines and the polygons not selectable. So when I do that, then I draw a box, only the points are selectable. And then of course you can turn this back on whenever you need to. And another thing about this is that even after the selection, you can further refine your selection. So for example, we only want to look at the points here. We only want to look at the points here, and then we have a particular point that we are looking at. So we open the table showing the selection, and then we can highlight the selection. So for example, if this is the one that we want to look at, we can highlight it. So if this is the one that we are looking at, we can highlight. And then another thing that we can do is we can take the highlighted one off the list. So we can right click and unselect that one, or if there are some that we know these are the ones that we want to work on, so we can keep these and then unselect everything else. So we can right click and reselect the highlighted one, so everything else will be unselected after here, and then only the ones that are highlighted are the ones that are going to be, we're going to keep the selection for them. And another way to do a selection is by attribute. So for example, we have these lines here. We can come here and do selection by attributes. For example, we know that we have these lines, and one of the attributes that we have for the lines is the size. So we have the diameter, and for example, we want to look at certain diameter pipe line. We can come here and do selection by attribute. And the most important thing to make sure is the line that you're trying to select is the one that's selected up here. So we're working on the main line, and we want the line with the diameter, let's say, is only equals to 36 inches, for example. And then we verify that our expression is right, and then click OK. So this one will show, we'll select the line that has, so this is the only line, these are the only lines that have the diameter. So we have 12 lines that have diameter of 36 inches. And then another way to do a selection is selection by location. You want the points that are falling inside this polygon, for example. So what we can do is select the polygon that we want to use and go up here and do a selection by location. And then the one the one that we want to select, the feature that we want to select is our target. So if you want to select the points are our target, and the ones that we're using to get to cover the target feature is our source. So in this case, tract is our source layer and blocks are our target. And make sure that you have this check mark here, because if you don't do, it's going to use all the polygons around here. So make sure that you have the selection, the check mark for use all the selected feature, and when you hit OK here, only the points that have their centroid in the source layer will be selected. So everything else that is not inside it doesn't, which does not have its centroid inside the selected polygon will not be selected. Only the ones that have their centroid inside the selected polygons are the ones that are going to be selected. And then of course another way to use the selection, to do the selection, is selection by graphic. So for example, you have these points around here and you want, say, points that are falling inside a certain diameter, for example a certain radius. So you can just come here and draw a cycle around them, and then all the features that are falling inside here are inside this cycle are the ones that are going to be selected. So you go over here and select by graphic. So only the ones that are falling inside the graphics are the ones that are going to be selected. Another thing that you have to make sure here is that your graphic has to be active, because for example right now if you click somewhere else aside of it, the select by graphics is going to be grayed out. So make sure that your graphic is active before you can have that option. So when I click inside of it, now it's active. I do have my select by graphics option, and that's how you do selections in ArcMap.